Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I had technical difficulty here. Damn it. Technical difficulty here because my camera cord is touchy. I'm trying to load my tablet here. And I lost the video, which sucks. Which reminds me, I've got to go fix that. Okay, we will go live here. Okay, so good. Okay, we're up. Edit. Final Fantasy. XI wish to support FFXI on YouTube. See, this thing takes so long to load now. So, like, there was a mod that was running, but it's not anymore. Okay, so had technical difficulties there. Yep, my ad is about to start. I would think so. Yep, got to get my tablet running and turned off immediately. Okay. Well, hopefully I'm not dead. No, I'm doing okay. No. Did I DC? No. I don't really want to hang out places that goblins spawn. It's not really that safe, but also I'm going to hear if they aggro. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know what keeps happening. It's fucking annoying. So anyways, yeah, I think we're live. No, we should be live, but aren't. I don't know why I'm not. Public, done. Okay. Good. And now we are back. Okay, log back in. Oh, maybe I should check her book. Yeah, I'm going to check her book real quick. I'm going to get us suited up and go fight this bear. Like probably bandits or something. I don't know. Maybe the daily is better. Hey, I think I just want to sit down and heal to full. We're going to pull the camera out a little bit so we can see a little bit better. How's her book? Oh, her book's finally out. That's good. So let's go buy a book. To the Magic Librarian. Mono Regeneration, can't train. Mounted Magery. Mounted Magery, can't train. Prerequisites. Spiritism. Concentration and focus 3, and you can get concentration passively up to level 100, so let's do that. I guess they kind of want me to do that. Nope. Okay, never mind then. I wasted my money. I don't know. Well, okay, so that's everything I can learn in terms of magic vendors. So, oh yeah, infinite being. Wait, what about that stuff? Oops, what's that sound? That was somebody running past me. Are you killing my bee? No. So I want to open with para, almost always. Yeah, so I want to, copy, paste, para, blind, Dia, yeah, Dia, right, and then over here I have banish, Dia, no, it would be poison, MA, banish, right? Yep, there's the whole chain of the macro. Okay. Oh, Dr. Doolittle. Nice. Paralyze. Oh, come on. You didn't even hit me while I was casting it, whatever. Protect me. Ah, damn it. I get interrupted every hit. It's so annoying. There's no way I'm getting an Aqua Veil off. I don't know why I tried. Yep. I don't know why I tried it. Try again. Try to land the para. Para's good. Now get blind. idea. Poison. Landed all 4 of those in a row for some reason, but I couldn't get it before. This worked though. It is draining. I'm pretty good. Some of these I don't remember training, but I must have. I don't know what I want to do with her. I know that she needs daggers, but I've already trained daggers. I know she's going to need blocking, so I guess I'll do that next. This will take 27 hours. Okay, I'm going to go down the slope where there's no mobs so I don't get like pop aggro, and I'm going to sit. I like the slope. The slope feels safe to me, so I will haunt the slope. Gold. No way, I'm done on her. I can log over. Yeah, I can log over, yeah. I want to look at a Mortal video about buying a house. Why girls love. My God, she's hot. Why girls love World of Warcraft. I want to see a Mortal 2 video about housing guide. Why did I type in video? I'm so dumb. How to build a stronghold. Construction.
And stuff like
This guy's kind of cracky.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfside channel.
Thank
Today
you,
with
Wolfside.
how to
I'd
build
like to
a
sub to your
small
channel.
house tutorial. So first off, what do you need? Of course a house spot and 4 stacks of granum, for example, and 5.5 stacks of wood and half a stack of metal and a few pickaxes, of course. And then you also need a safe traveling route, because if you buy all that shit plus the deed costs 150 gold at the house vendor, then make sure that no one sees you when you're leaving the town with packed stuff on your horses or whatever you're riding with. And maybe don't go the main roads where people are traveling. Better go far off that. Nice. The middle of nowhere. Then pretty easily right click on your blueprint and then you can place your blueprint. Just for example like here. The main thing is I was running around, I don't know, for 30 minutes to find a house spot. So please, Starvolt, change that. It's fucking horrible to find house places. And I can really tell you that if someone would have killed me with that blueprint, with all my materials in there and stuff like that, I would be so fucking pissed. I mean, I don't know how this engine works or why we can't place stuff somewhere, and at some points like this it works and some points it fucking never works. Even when it's even ground and stuff like that, Star would fix it. Fix it. It feels broken, it feels shitty, it's fucking, I don't know. Imagine running around with a stronghold deed. And you're getting farmed off because you were searching 3 hours for fucking all your material, at least a little bit of every material where we smack down a house completely. So yeah, it is still possible. So in this state, it's better for you if you just build a little bit the HP up and then maybe getting a second transport of materials to there. You can also take just, for example, the metal or whatever stuff, and the rest you can gather around. This is actually a lot of fun because you have less risk to transport shit. But now to the most important thing is just build up your house, and if it's over a few 10,000 HP, it's relatively safe. But it's better when you have at least a few materials of each material with you, that you can easily build up a little bit of HP for your house. Because if an enemy guild or whatever stuff is coming by and seeing a house that has, I don't know, 5% health, then they all, okay, get your pickaxes out, we smack this shit down. Then you can cut a little bit of wood and a little bit of stone and gather your friends, and then you can build a little home somewhere. You can name your house as however you want. It should be in the guidelines of StarWorld, pretty self-explanatory, and what is also very important, that you set a password. And for the password is, if you don't want to get robbed by anyone or want to be betrayed by anyone, don't give someone your password. It's simple as that. If someone is stealing something from your chest and you gave them the password first, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But with territorial control, this will be much easier, because then you can build territorial control banks, then everyone can just use the fucking banks. Because with the houses, there's always trouble, and it's making me really angry and really sad that Starboard or Henrik is still sitting there and not doing the stuff like that we can have a password for each chest. Why is this not possible? This would solve so many problems, because over the past years so many people had always problems with the passwords, and like, oh no, we have a new guild member, no, we can't let him into our stuff, he need to build his own house and stuff like that, and also many other problems come across that. For example, oh, we gave that guy maybe some access, and he was just stealing stuff and shit like that. Well, why don't we have a password for each chest, Henrik? Why? Or a protocol where it says who took what out of what chest. And this are always on everyone. Anyway, doesn't matter anyway. So take enough pickaxes with you or axes and stuff like that, and gather the whole fucking materials here. And maybe you also need some good furniture. Some very good furniture can only be found in a dungeon, or while killing bandits or risers and stuff like that. Sometimes you get some furniture from some monsters. But the best thing are the access chests, that you can give access to your friends, and that you can store more shit, and also maybe bags that you can also store more shit in your house owner chest. The house owner chest is, like the name suggests, only for the house owner. Oh no shit, Sherlock. And the other chests are just for everyone who has the password, the access chests. Then there are also some free chests that everyone can use. You can also place one in there if you have, for example, like me, an open stronghold, Schloss Neuschwanstein in front of Tindrum. When you are here, when you're there in the area, you can use all the crafting benches and stuff like that. I really hope I left it open right now. I can't log in because all my characters are standing somewhere else. But
Server's shutting down.
Because last time I was attacked there, I closed it, but I don't know if I opened it after that. When you want a public house, a public stronghold or something like that, you can also use the free chests, and everyone can just get their stuff out there or in there and stuff like that. There are also a lot of more options to build houses besides just the small house. You can also upgrade your house 2 times to tier 3. You have a huge additional bonus on health reserves. I mean, the next test phases from territorial control will tell if these houses are durable enough or not. Medium house is 300 gold instead of 150 for the small house. And of course the upgrades are also much more expensive, but you also have more space. I mean, when I just imagined in this small house here, I could maybe fit I don't know, a weapon crafting table, armor crafting table, a butcher bench, would all be still possible. Maybe pet armor, pet equipment crafting could be possible, and I don't know, 5 chests maybe, but then it's very cozy in there. So if you plan with a little bit more than, I don't know, 3 workbenches and 3 chests, then you really need something bigger, or you upgrade your small house. And if you place your small house, you should really look if it's upgradable or not. I mean, you never know when you need an upgrade or not. And the other thing to consider is the upkeep costs. I mean, if you have a priest in there, of course it's now with territorial control, the whole paying system will be changed a lot. But for example, a stronghold, tier 1 stronghold, normal stronghold costs 8 silver the hour. This is not much, but if you accumulate that, it's okay. If you upgrade that, it's a lot more, and if you upgrade that again, it's a lot more. And of course, with a stable and with a priest, it's a lot more. And the next thing will be with territorial control. I mean, the structures are then included in the upkeep when it's a guild structure and stuff like that. At least this is what we experienced from the test servers. It looks like that. Otherwise, I don't know how it should play out. So you really have to consider what can you farm 24/7 and what is really needed. And can you also pay that if you are, for example, not possible to play for 4 weeks. I mean, a friend of mine, Sunila, a very known veteran player for Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 is still online, yeah, and he's still paying the upkeep of all his structures because he planned ahead. Anyway, please leave a like and subscribe, would be fucking awesome, and ring the bell. And special thanks to all the supporters, of course, Karma, Professor OK, Ruslav, Gaming, Giovanni, Vargas, Rodus, Butterflies, Colombo, Look, Mip, Greta, Johan River, and all the others. And never forget to house hard. Yeah, I mean party hard. See you all next time. Goodbye.
Who it is? Who it is? Who it is? The freaking Pigmaster.
I want to look at the other guy's guide now. I like this guy, but I find him hard to track.
And stuff like that. There are also a lot of more
Hello to whoever of the world you're hearing. If you plan on building siege equipment, the Common Librarian sells both of these books and can be found in every town. About building a fort or help you from. Your choices as a player and a guild may lead to swift and unprecedented consequences. I believe this to be the ultimate guide for survival and success. Welcome to Mortal Online 2. Hello mortals and welcome. I'm Bravado and today we are going to talk about building a house and construction. This should be a fairly quick guide as there's not much to it. You really only need 2 skills and material lore isn't important this time. If you are building a house for the first time, you will want the engineering skill or find a friend that has the engineering skill, possibly even advanced engineering if you plan on building siege equipment. The Common Librarian sells both of these books and can be found in every town. The great thing about this game and any sandbox game with territory control and landowning is that you can make money in many different ways. Like in the first game, you could even make money becoming an author, and the GMs would publish your books in the local library for other players to buy. But this also includes flipping houses and real estate. Building a house in a prime location is key to be successful at this, even if you are only building a house for yourself. You want to look for locations that benefit your craft or your guild or your client's needs. Having a prime property around prime resources that you can't get around in your local area and having a safe place to log out after a long day of farming is a very nice luxury that only a true fan of the game can appreciate and oftenly afford. Places people are always interested in owning a home in is the jungle for mining, taming, hunting, and gathering, and fishing. The northern mountains mostly for mining and taming, or to have a cheeky outpost for dungeon running. The top of the northeast of the map, for previously stated reasons, there's dungeons up there, there's mines, and people also kind of place outposts to launch attacks from or to take safe haven in. So if I were still a bowcrafter, I would want my house near Faberdom, in the colored forest where there's plentiful dapplewood and animal materials like dense crepite, malarium, amalgee. But now that I'm a refiner and a weapon crafter, I'd want to place my house in the jungle where it's easy to hide and escape. It has plentiful resources such as calyx and satyrs for my weapon handles, and the money that's there with fishing and gathering. When you place a house, you can also include crafting tables and furniture, also extra walls to make it harder to reach areas, or to create choke points in case someone sneaks in behind you. To have a priest or a stable or anything like that, any other structure, you must be guilded or create a guild. Then place a guild stone on the property. This allows you to place a chancery, which will then allow you to pay taxes on the different territory structures that you are looking to place. Some of these might be a foundry to break down rocks, or different stores like the grocery vendor, equipment vendor, gear vendor, or even a magic shop. You can also build a barracks to let the property stay guarded around the clock, but be aware, this will cost you prominence and gold. Prominence is the glory you gain from killing mobs and the glory your guild gains as a whole, and it's treated like a secondary currency. The more property you have, the more you will be paying in taxes for gold, and the more prominence will also be spent to go toward keeping upkeep on all these structures. Typical tax for a single house is not expensive at all. A few silver a day, 10 gold should cover you for a week or two. But if a keep guild adjusts their taxes higher or lower, this amount will adjust to the taxes that they are adjusted to. Okay, so we're here at Meduli, and we are outside the house vendor. You can notice it because it has a nice little home for a sign. It's right up the road from the bank. Every town has a house vendor. So in here, you will find 4 vendors. This is your artisan architect. This is for TC structures like the alchemist, culinarium, smithy, butchery, stuff like that. The military has your guard towers, your barracks, your alert towers.
Oops.
Your town architect has like your chancery that you'll need to pay your taxes. They'll have banks, priest, your general store, and stables, librarian, supply house. So a supply
Wow.
house is like you literally move.
Wait, what were the prices like? Oh my god, they're so expensive.
So a supply house is like you literally move supplies in and out of the village to fund your shops. It's really not important for this guide. If you want me to make a TC guide, let me know. But if you're in a guild or starting a guild, chances are you probably already know about this. But the house vendors is what we're here to talk about. So there's a small house, a medium house, and a stronghold. What's the difference between all these besides a stronghold costing 2,500 gold? The small house has less hit points than a medium house, has less rooms, but takes less material to build. Whereas the medium house is stronger, has more rooms, but takes more materials to build. So to build a small house, you will need like a half a stack of metal, about 4 stacks of wood, and I think 5.5 stacks of stone. But it has 3 million hit points, and this house has more. So say you build a small house and you want it to be bigger, you would tier up. Tiering up adds extra rooms to the house, extra hit points, but also takes that extra material to build up. Basically, you're stacking a house on top of another house. Same with the medium and the stronghold. The higher you go, the more hit points it will take, the more materials it will take. So let's move on to placing a medium house. Alright, so we jumped over to our village. We got a couple guildmates here and whatnot. So we're running to right click on this medium house. I've never built a house before. This is the first time I'm doing this, and as you see, there is a lot of red. That means it cannot be placed here, obviously. If we hold shift and scroll down, we can lower our house or raise our house. If we use the scroll wheel without shift, we can spin it around, and as you see, it's a nice blueprint. So if you notice, we're gonna, hold on, we are going to lower this a little bit.
Okay, well I'm gonna like buy. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Why was I killed? I was killed. Aww. Aww. I lost that black bear because I didn't realize I had aggro. They came so far. What was that, like a mile and a half or something? And I lost it all. God damn it. Oh well, I'll buy a new bear. I mean, does it matter? I don't really think so, no. I hate losing to that stupid shit.
Alright, so if you notice, you see red boxes. That means you can only place a tier 1 house here. If we tier it up, it's going to go to the left or on top. And if we go to tier 3, it will add on both rooms. We probably can't place it here because of this tree. Now you see that it is green and gray. That means that we can tier it up fully if we choose. So we're going to place it about right here, and we're going to see how low we can get it to the ground. It seems to be right here. So if that blue line that is going around it, that is the foundation level that shows that how close to the ground it's going to be, how tall you want to make it. And you can go all the way up or all the way down, but I like to keep it, you know, kind of as much flush to the ground as I can. Now we are going to hold R for the object's location. Now we can walk around the entire building, see if it's what we want or what we like. And if we don't like it, we just it says left click. So now we're back into here. So we can scroll to rotate again, or we can adjust our placement, but as you see, I can't throw it around, right? It's not really moving around too much. So we got to make sure that it's where we want it. If we did want to readjust or move it around somewhere else, we simply just right click the deed and start over. So as you notice also that it is following my mouse cursor. So yeah, that's a thing. So we're gonna place it about right here. It's not going to be an exact science of where we want it, but as long as we can tier it up to tier 3, it should be good enough. So we're going to hold R, and then we're going to confirm the placement. Now that it's confirmed, the boxes disappear, but we know that it can be in a tier 3 area. So we walk up to this little placard here, and now we have resources. So you see the structure is a house. I own the house. It has 0 defense. The upkeep, it comes with 3 silver apparently. Paid upkeep's 10. So we got about 3 hours to do this. We can rename, we can set a password, we can even transfer this to another player if we choose to. Houses are connected to your account as well. So if you wanted to re-roll your character, or if you have a second character, then the house is shared across the account. We can also demolish if we choose. So we are going to name our house something fraternity. So I'm thinking Chada Omega, because you know I'm a Omega Chad. So all right, we're going to confirm the name there. Now we got resources to worry about. We need the health. It has 4 million hit points. The wood, we need 6 stacks of wood, 8.25 stacks of stone. So 8 stacks plus an extra 2,500 stone, and we need 75.
Can't believe I lost that
kilograms
bear
of
that I
metal, which
trained all
translates to
day.
7,500.
God damn it. I didn't hear
So let's
the
go pull that out of
attacks
my
till I
bag.
was dead either.
And we need a pickaxe as well. Now, when you build, I don't think the durability lowers on the pickaxe, but just bring a couple just in case. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure we can confirm it in this recording. I'm gonna see if I can get a little help. So the first thing we're going to do is call our horse over, because he's outside. I didn't want him to block the bank. Open his bag. Now we have our wood. It's going to take multiple trips to do the wood, so I'll probably just fast forward through all this. There it says Chada Omega. I miscapitalized the M. It's Omega now.
No, I don't think so.
Alright, here we go. So we're going to drag it into this little
You
box
appear
here
to be
and
training
hit add
mobs.
resource. Or we can right click it into our inventory and then just right click it into here. As you see, the wood is going up. Somebody added a little bit of stone, it looks like. We need 1 more stack of wood and a couple stacks of stone. We might not have enough stone to actually complete this. We got some stone here at the we got some stone in one of these houses, so hopefully they don't mind me using a couple stacks.
Ah.
Yeah, I think I only have 5 stacks.
Did he die? He did die. I don't know what his fucking deal was.
Okay, so now we're going to go over to our upkeep window, and we are going to place money inside of it. This is you don't need a chancery, as I said earlier in the video. You don't need a chancery to pay taxes on your house, but if you were to put in a guild stand and put in a stable or a priest, then you would need a chancery to pay taxes on other structures. So we're going to put in 10 gold, and that's going to give us about 2 weeks, 14 days before we have to pay more taxes. So yeah, about
Oh, the upkeep
$20
isn't bad.
Will give you for a month, at least in this area. Now, I'm not exactly sure how territory control works, but um, I know from the first game, guilds can adjust taxes in their area, so that's something else you have to pay attention to. If the controlling keep guild decides to give more or less taxes on an area, and then you raise a riot and start wars, historically. So yeah, now I'm gonna stash. I'm gonna basically build this naked, so we're gonna have a jump cut here. So now that we got our stuff safely stashed in the bank and extra pickaxes, it's time to stand here and build. Our pickaxe has 41 durability, and durability does go down while you build, so that's cool. So we're just gonna stand here. Every house comes with its own personal house chest, and when this house is finished, you'll see that we can add chest, tables, decorations, stuff like that.
Oh, cool. You can
So
add
we'll
like
just pick a
storage
spot,
chests.
start
That's
building.
cool.
So if I were doing this alone, considering I don't have any engineering, this would honestly probably take me like 8 hours or even a few days. The guild got done hunting and doing personal stuff and lent a hand, one or two of which had engineering on their character, and even still with the 4 of us, it still took about 2 or so hours. Building a house is very time consuming, very expensive for a new or casual player, but the benefits of owning a house can be lucrative. Again, you can place it around resources you need so that you have somewhere relatively safe to do business, or you can try to sell it to other players that are looking to own a home but don't want to go through all the hassle of what it takes to actually build. The house was 300 gold. I mined the rock and made the metal, but because I didn't have any botany, I had to buy the wood, which ran me another 300 to 400 gold. You can find house decorations through random drops on bandits and other mobs and in chests and lootables, but crafting tables you have to buy elsewhere, be it on the player broker or the workbench vendor in Morinker or Tindrum. All in all, my final thoughts for this guide are: if you are wanting to build houses for yourself or to sell to other players, keep in mind the location of what and who are around you, the time investment it takes to build, and the financial burden it can inflict on your coffers. I hope this guide was helpful. Important links are down below. As always, I'll pin the most helpful comment. We are getting close to 1K subs, so if you would, please, and thank you for watching.
Beware netties. That's funny. So it's doing something about... Yeah, there. Okay. So we graduate camps finally, so these things are too low.
What's up, guys? We're back here at Mortal Online 2 today, checking out how to build a house. Hopefully you guys walk away from this video with everything you need to know on building a house. We are building a medium house in particular, but I will show stats on the tier 1 small as well. So if we go to Tindrum, we'll see a house vendor, keep vendor, decoration vendor, and workbench vendor. The house vendor and keep vendor are actually not exclusive to Tindrum, but the workbench vendor is only in Tindrum and Morn Kerr. We're going to go ahead and pick up a couple of workbenches here and tote down to where I need them. And the decoration vendors you can find in all the towns as well. We're going to want to go ahead and pick up a simple chest. The guild chest is for keeps only. It will not work in a house. Unfortunately, at the moment, there are talks of an access chest coming soon to where your guildmates can actually access that chest in your house and use it. So I'll be throwing some access chests in my house soon, but it's not part of the game as of yet. So I got closer to where I wanted. I went down to Bhakti to buy my tier deed, so I wasn't toting around that extra bit of gold there. So I got a tier 1 medium house deed, and we're gonna go place that down and get started. This is actually my first house, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, a lot of you guys are asking for stats. These are the stats on the small house. This is the tier 1 small house. These are all the materials you need to get that completed. And then these are the stats for each tier of the medium house. Sorry, I don't have each tier of the small house. I actually didn't buy that. And none of my guildmates have actually made a tier 3 small house. So anyway, these are the stats. All you gotta do is fill it with wood, stone, metal, and then chunk away at the house with a pickaxe to get the health up to where it needs to be and completed. So anyway, we have the tier active, or the deed active right now, and this is, I'm going to show you guys how it looks when you're placing stuff. You can see the object placement window in the top right. If you actually place this somewhere that it's not going to allow you to build your upgrades, it will tell you upgrades will not fit. So just be careful of that window up there. If it turns red, you really want it to be green. That way you know you can fit in all the upgrades. That's more important if you're like building in the woods or whatever, because a lot of the trees will block your upgrades, and that would suck if you're not paying attention to that window and go to build the upgrade later expecting a big house and you can't do it. But anyway, just throw some gold in there for upkeep, which actually will last quite a while. The upkeep does get more and more every time you upgrade the building, so the cost per hour goes slightly up. But I didn't really know what I was doing here, so I just put all my materials in the chest, freaking out. But really, you just want to take all your materials and throw them in this window right here. So let me pull them back out of that chest. Let's see, upkeep, info. You just slide them right there in the add resource, and it will literally fill each resource bar for you. Super easy, and you can see it actually took us quite a while to get the materials because I didn't come here with all of the wood or stone that I needed. So we're just chunking away at it. It took all night, and we got the house up. But what's good? This is our tier 1 medium house.
So I don't have any stone. I guess I'll have to get a bag of stone. That's okay, though.
Completed. You can see it actually took us quite a while to fill each resource bar for you. Super easy, and you can see it actually took us quite a while to get the materials because I didn't come here with all of the wood or stone that I needed. So we're just chunking away at it. It took all night, and we got the house up. But what's good? This is our tier 1 medium house completed. These are the stats for it. We're gonna go ahead and jump over to upgrading. Oh, I've got workbenches. Yes, placing workbenches, super easy. You can pick them up whenever you'd like. It's kind of annoying when using them sometimes because you might accidentally pick them up just trying to use them, but it's whatever. You guys, I mean, the workbench is super easy to use as long as you didn't lose them coming down here. That's the worst part about the workbench, is just like hoping to God you don't get ganked before you get to your house. But there's a bunch of neat stuff you can put in here, like bookshelves and stuff. And if you actually want to cover the windows with bookshelves, you can do that so nobody can see that the house is active. You can actually shoot outside of the windows from inside, so you can if you see a horse out there, you can actually shoot it from inside. But I haven't really had to do this. It's kind of a secluded area that I built on here, so it hasn't been too big of a deal. Also, if people get in, there's really nothing they can do to your house. As far as destroying a house, I do think there's there's ways to do that, but it takes literally forever. So if you have your tier 2 upgrade, you just want to place it literally just the same way you placed the first one, and it'll auto clip to your house. Fill it with more materials. Make sure you always can prepare with materials when upgrading your house, and then smack away until it's upgraded, and then it will look like this. So I don't think there's anything else you guys need to know from me. I've been talking quite a bit. I am very long-winded sometimes, especially when
No, it was good. I'm just trying to get a real good grip on it. Third and pike, huh? bird. Yeah, pulling with Paralyze is mean. That screws the mob. What was that sound? Oh, it was the video. How long is this service?
One thing that reigns true about the Final Fantasy series is that it's never been afraid to break into new creative ground. Over the years, this has included the leaps into 3D and HD, developing a host of successful spin-off games and incorporating voice acting into the mainline series, all of which were pretty revolutionary developments for their time. But perhaps the most ambitious move for the series came in 2002 when Final Fantasy branched out into the world of the MMORPG. Up until that point, the Final Fantasy series had been very focused on single-player entries, and they'd been hugely successful, delivering some of the most memorable moments, characters, and stories we'd ever witnessed in relation to video games. Final Fantasy XI pushed everything further, allowing players to create their own custom avatars and team up with gamers around the world to explore the vast and rich landscape of Vana'diel. And people loved it. The game soon amassed an expansive and dedicated fan base, and this only grew as the game was expanded and released on more platforms and in more regions. In 2012, Square even stated that the MMO had been the most profitable Final Fantasy game ever released, and years later, it's still going strong. Support for the console versions did cease in March of 2016, but despite rumours that the game is being shut down numerous times, the PC version is still alive and well at the time of recording, more than 2 decades after its initial release. With the game's immense popularity and profitability, it only made sense that Final Fantasy XI eventually found itself in line for a remake. And what better platform to do this on than the increasingly ubiquitous world of mobile gaming? Such a move would allow for multiple enhancements in the game's graphics and interface, while hopefully attracting plenty of new players to the world. There's also something of a weird precedent, as even though Final Fantasy XI was the first game to be rumoured to be having a remake, other MMOs in the Square umbrella have already been through the process and are in the pipeline to do so as well. An offline version of Dragon Quest X launched in Japan back in 2022, and it was released on iOS and Android devices at the beginning of this year. Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is also currently being developed by Lightspeed Studios, with supervision from Creative Studio 3. With all that in mind, it may seem surprising that the mobile remake of Final Fantasy XI that was announced never ended up seeing the light of day, because in the mid-2010s, it looked like it was going to become a reality, and Final Fantasy fans were eagerly awaiting a big announcement. But despite a lot of initial buzz, talk of the project eventually died down into virtual silence until finally Square Enix and Nexon pulled the plug. From its announcement back in 2015 to its cancellation in 2021, the Final Fantasy XI remake project has been the subject of much speculation and anticipation. To this day, many fans are still asking themselves, what happened? How did it all fall apart? And is it even remotely possible that a Final Fantasy XI mobile version could ever come to pass? Today, we'll be investigating the curious case of the Final Fantasy XI remake. This heady tale starts over a decade ago, but first, we want to talk about a current project. A few years ago, we crowdfunded a book called The Legacy of the Crystal, which was to serve as a chronological encyclopedia of every independent Final Fantasy game ever released. It ended up being hugely successful and sold over 3,000 copies since. We're therefore excited to announce that the coming soon page for our next book, The Guardians of the Crystal, is now live on Kickstarter. This book will serve as an encyclopedia of the countless summons that have appeared across the mainline entries, detailing how they've evolved over time, their inspirations, and in-game lore where applicable. We've also commissioned countless artists such as Thalia Bentz, Gax, and Tyler Hepner to come up with their own interpretations of some of the most iconic summons, which will serve as key art that will feature throughout the book. If this sounds of interest, there's a link in the description below. Alright, back on to Final Fantasy XI. Talk of a mobile remake of Final Fantasy's first MMO began around 10 years ago, starting with the announcement of an ambitious new series of content known collectively as the Vana'diel project. In order to commemorate Final Fantasy XI's long run and loyal player base, Square Enix decided to go big on what was, at the time, supposed to be the game's last scenario expansion, Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. But the celebrations didn't stop there. The expansion also gave rise to the larger Vana'diel project, which, in the words of Akihiko Matsui, the producer of Final Fantasy XI, aims to expand the scope of Vana'diel as we head into the future. As the decision had already been made to sunset the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 versions of the game, Square Enix decided that it would be smart to start looking forward, and, to that end, they wanted to focus on the ever-growing mobile gaming scene. Thus, alongside the new chapter update, they also announced the Final Fantasy XI mobile project. This then consisted of 2 titles. One of these was Final Fantasy Grandmasters, an exclusive game for iOS and Android devices, which ended up being released later that year. Grandmasters was a free-to-play spin-off of Final Fantasy XI, which boasted features such as character creation, online multiplayer, and a turn-based battle system. But Grandmasters was never released outside of Japan, and support for the game was eventually terminated on the 25th of April 2019. But it was the other game, a native project based on the massively multiplayer mobile concept, that garnered far more interest and attention. This was later revealed to be a full mobile remake of Final Fantasy XI that was given the provisional title of Final Fantasy XI-R, short for Final Fantasy XI Reboot. It was also dubbed an MMMRPG, which stood for Massively Multiplayer Mobile RPG. And as the name and project suggested, this was an effort to effectively deliver the complete Final Fantasy XI experience to mobile game players. To execute their plans, Square Enix partnered with a Korean company called Nexon, with whom they had already worked on for the Korean release of Final Fantasy XIV. And this looks set to be a good partnership. In a thread titled Conference Digest on the official Final Fantasy XI forum, posted by community rep Gildrian on the 18th of March 2015, the following was said: "We are pleased to welcome as our partner Nexon, a company that boasts a variety of experiences and a world-class track record in both developing and operating MMORPGs on mobile platforms. We plan to extend the service to Japan, Korea, and North America, as well as Europe and the rest of Asia, with an eye toward release in 2016. Be on the lookout for a renewal of Final Fantasy XI as a massively multiplayer mobile role-playing game combining MMOs with mobile devices." With everything now in place, it looked like work on the Final Fantasy XI reboot was good to go. Shortly after the announcement, more details emerged about the ongoing project and the plethora of enhanced features players could come to expect from the game. Prominent amongst these details was the claim that a new version of Final Fantasy XI would feature an enhanced battle system that was speedier than before, while still including core features from the main game such as job commands and skill chains. To achieve this, gameplay first had to be adapted for cellular devices. This included the incorporation of a touch-based interface as well as a faster-paced battle system to complement the medium's convenience factor. Overall, the focus on making the game easier to play on the go was apparent from the start, as well as creating a graphically enhanced look for the mobile version in order to keep up with advancements in technology since 2002. The development team also wanted to ensure that the narrative and multiplayer features remained as faithful as possible to the original. Nexon sought to seamlessly implement the MMO's story and wanted to make solo gameplay more viable, while still retaining the community-centric nature of the original game. In other words, the goal was to deliver players the complete Vana'diel experience no matter how they chose to play. They also planned to include scope relating to the larger fandom. Community-enhancing features, including link shells and a guild system, were also slated for inclusion within the final game, just like in the main product. On top of this, players could look forward to the introduction of new dynamic events, which sounded like an exciting prospect for everyone involved. But other key details were still left unconfirmed at this point, and one of the main points was whether or not the mobile version would have any kind of connectivity to the existing Final Fantasy XI servers. It also wasn't clear if it would feature the exact same content as the PC and console versions, or if it was going to be heavily tailored to the new medium. Square Enix and Nexon also confirmed that pricing for the game will be revealed in the near future. and that the initial goal was to launch the game at some point in 2016, starting out with Japan and Korea before launching worldwide. But things didn't go according to plan. Talk of the Final Fantasy XI-R project resurfaced towards the end of the year as Akihiko Matsui spoke to Gamerscape. But while there was much talk about the decision to pivot from PC and console to mobile phones, many questions about the project itself were still being left unanswered. Some loose information was shared, such as the vision for the game's artistic style. When asked whether the visuals would look the same as the current version of 11, or if the remake would be presented in a style more akin to Grandmaster's, Matsui stated that the idea would be more along the lines of a further refined Final Fantasy XI, given the high performance of mobile devices available today. However, Matsui also noted that it was still a bit difficult to comment on the specifics in terms of the game's art direction. This seemed like an unusual statement, given how far into the production the game was perceived to be at the time. Other questions were also being raised at this point, such as the game's prospective business model, and whether Final Fantasy XI-R might be made free to play and include microtransactions. There was also the matter of whether existing players would be able to carry over into the mobile version in some way or another. But in all cases, the answer remained more or less the same, that it was still too early to comment, although Matsui was unable to say anything definitive on the matter. By the end of the year, it meant it was still unclear if anything was actually going on behind the scenes. While there was still no word of an official release date several months into 2016, by April it appeared at least some progress was being made on the game. On the second day of the 2016 Nexon Developer Conference, some information and visuals were finally revealed. According to Game Insight, this happened during a presentation from the director of the game, Kim Ik-jun, titled Final Fantasy XI Reboot, This Is How We Do It, challenging MMORPGs with Unreal Engine 4 and mobile. This meant the game was confirmed to be running on Unreal Engine 4. It was also stated that much of the provisional technical work on the Final Fantasy XI reboot had already been carried out. This included completing the initial stages of examining various HTTP server candidates, TCP server candidates, and thoroughly checking the client engine server. According to some on-site information mentioned in the same article, Final Fantasy XI Reboot is likely to be implemented as a mobile MMORPG with hero collection content centered around a 3-person party. During the presentation, a few screenshots of the design of Windhurst and what appeared to be a tarot white mage overlooking Saruta Baruta were also revealed to the public. While the director expressed his regret that they were unable to show more screenshots on site, they did insist that progress of the game was going well. As quoted by Game Insight, Kim said, "The game is currently in smooth development." He also went into greater detail on the project, stating that we are in the initial stages of battle and world implementation, and work on the world server is expected to continue for the time being. We are looking for colleagues to help us create the continent of Vanadiel. The last part of this statement seemed to be corroborated by information on Nexon's own career portal, as at the time, Nexon was still actively hiring for roles relating to the project's development. Now hungry for any and all updates, these screenshots were soon shared around various gaming media outlets, much to the excitement of Final Fantasy fans. And while there was still no release date in place, it seemed like the project was very much alive and kicking. The following year, which was now well past the 2016 release window originally proposed by Square Enix and Nexon, saw very little information about the game. That was until the end of the year, when we here at Final Fantasy Union got chatting with Naoki Yoshida. Even though the interview was meant to be around Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, we couldn't pass up the chance to ask about Final Fantasy XI, given that we knew it also fell under Yoshida's remit as the head of what at the time was known as Business Division 5.
Yay, level 11.
Yoshida was quite surprised to be asked a question
Let's go back
about
here
the game,
too.
but then offered a statement. He said, "To update you on Final Fantasy XI Mobile, because we're
And
in the
a new
same business
chess piece.
division, I know exactly where we're at. At the moment, we're fine-tuning the battle system, and when the time is right, we'll be able to make another big announcement, an official one." Even though things had gone quiet, this statement sounded very promising indeed. But regrettably, that big official announcement we were waiting for never came to pass. By 2018, talk of the Final Fantasy XI remake had cooled off considerably, but hope had not been lost altogether. In April, some new screenshots of in-game assets were posted on Nexon's career portal. which were then later discovered and shared online by fans. While this may have been something of an oversight, it did help to renew interest in the project. One image, which showed a party of 3 characters battling an adamantoise, seemed to fall in line with the comments from the 2016 developer conference that the game's action would centre around a 3-person party. In May, it was noted by the website MMO Culture that Nexon still had the project listed within its financial reports for the first quarter. Between this and the leaked screenshots, it appeared that at least some progress was being made after all. But 2018 turned out to be the year that saw some massive changes to both the scope and development of the game. And after raising our hopes time and time again, those changes were not exactly the most welcome. At some point in the proceedings, the production had been quietly moved over to another internal studio known as Nexon 1. But more importantly, there had been a drastic downscaling of the original scope of the project. Instead of creating a complete replica of the original game for mobile platforms, Final Fantasy XI-R had been transformed into an RPG trading card game and renamed Final Fantasy XI Mobile. It was now being overseen by a new director, Sim Ji-hoon, and was aiming at a 2019 release date. While fans were understandably let down by this new development, especially given the original ambitious goals of the project, there was still a silver lining. At the very least, the downsizing of the project would make it far more likely that Nexon and Square Enix would actually release the product, especially as we were told it was soon to be given an official release date. The same pattern then recurred. 2019 came and went, and there was still no sign of any new Final Fantasy XI mobile title, reboot, RPG trading card game, or otherwise. By 2020, it looked as though the Final Fantasy VII Remake project was destined to be forever remembered as vaporware. But the project hadn't officially been cancelled, so our story isn't over quite yet. Months passed, and numerous figures at Square Enix started to be asked the same question over and over again, such as in this interview from April 2020. The interview asked, "Can you tell us a little bit about how development has been going and when we might expect to see this title? Players are desperate to hear more." The answers were more or less variations of the same statement. As this is a joint project between Nexon, the Final Fantasy XI team is unable to provide an answer to this question at present. Perhaps the most exciting development at the time took place in May and came in the form of more leaked screenshots, this time from a production member's online portfolio. But there was little time for speculation. The images were quickly taken down following a DMCA request by Nexon. Besides this, there was little to no evidence that any work on a Final Fantasy XI mobile project was still happening behind the scenes, especially now the games industry and the world at large was firmly in the grip of a pandemic. More silence then followed, but in December of that year, Korean news network MTN published an article announcing that development on the game had been suspended indefinitely, and that all staff who'd been working on the project were now being transferred onto other initiatives. The article did state that the revised RPG TCG version had been on the cards for a 2019 release. However, this had been postponed due to a change in Nexon's production leadership team, and while this project had not been cancelled outright, after a comprehensive internal production review, the decision had been made mutually between both Nexon and Square Enix to cancel the game. The decision to end the IP collaboration was said to have been made without any major conflict after a period of deliberation. It was also noted that changes in working systems in the wake of the pandemic had put an additional strain on communications between the two companies, which made collaborations on the project all the more difficult. At the time, both companies refused to comment on the situation, though it seemed to the rest of the world that the writing was already on the wall. Despite this, there remained some glimmer of hope in the speculation over whether Square Enix might take the project back into their own hands or move it to another developer. That hope, however, turned out to be rather short-lived. Nexon later revealed that the game had been cancelled completely, with a difference of opinion over the game's vision and direction being cited as the main reason. The final nail in the proverbial coffin appeared in February of 2021, when Final Fantasy XI Mobile was absent from Nexon's pipeline slides for the first time. When questioned about this on an investor call, the CEO of Nexon, Owen Mahoney, confirmed that the project had come to an end and that the creative teams involved had been redeployed elsewhere. He said, "When you go through the creative process, sometimes you can get the core of the fun and sometimes you're not able to get there. I would classify our relationship with Square Enix as enormously respectful. I have huge respect for their creative teams. We worked very closely, but we made the decision to protect the value of their IP and to focus our resources on what we think were higher and better uses. The tone of the message supported the earlier claim from MTN that the cancellation had been a mutual decision between Nexon and Square Enix. This sentiment was echoed in a statement that was issued to Kotaku. In early February, Nexon and Square Enix announced a mutual decision to cancel the project. Together, we decided that the game was not showing the level of creative differentiation that players expect from the Final Fantasy franchise. And rather than release a game that doesn't break new creative ground, we agreed to step away from the project. Nexon has the greatest of respect for Square Enix, and we look forward to working with them again in the future. And thus, those 6 years of speculation over the Final Fantasy XI remake had officially come to an end. Of course, it's always frustrating to look over the history of cancelled games and think about what might have been. From early on, after the Final Fantasy XI reboot was announced, much was promised.
Damn it.
And given the original game's advanced age, a mobile remake would have been a welcome addition to the franchise. Sparse details and those precious few screenshots only made the idea more tantalizing. Sadly, those are now all that remains of the abandoned project. We may never really know how far things progressed, or in fact didn't, behind the scenes. But while the production had clearly been troubled for a long time, it really is a testament to Final Fantasy XI's fanbase and the love they hold for the game and community that things were kept alive for as long as they were. And perhaps it would have been a disservice to them to release a subpar game after so many years of waiting. While it's unfortunate that the project was ultimately cancelled, at least we now have the Final Fantasy XIV mobile remake to look forward to. And for the time being, the original PC version of Final Fantasy XI is still soldiering on after all those years for anyone who wants to check it out. That, though, concludes the curious case of the Final Fantasy XI remake. Please share in the comments below if you were ever looking forward to this game, and have hopes that they may revive it if the Final Fantasy XIV mobile version proves to be a hit. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Alright everyone, with that, this is Daryl signing out. As always, I'd like to give a big thank you to all of our Patreon and YouTube membership supporters, especially Benjamin Snow, Chris M. Walker, Christopher Gardner, Christopher Milstead, Clever Chavez, Cody Keith, the YouTube channel EXP Required, Gregory, Nate Hancock, Stephen, and Sukin TDK, the super special Onion Nut supporters. And of course, a big thank you to everyone for watching this video. I'll see you all again soon for more Final Fantasy goodness.
Where am I now? No. God damn it, you keep auto-running me way too far. Do I have to go up there? How am I going to do that?
Throughout the 1990s, Final Fantasy was...
Stop. Go. Was that it? That is it, and I can't get up there, I don't think, and not without a bounce pad, so... Is there one down here? No, it doesn't appear that there is. Which doesn't really make sense to me. How the fuck am I supposed to get up there? This thing over here? Let's go see what this is, I guess. Move. Go. Put this away. Oh, they made the action on this better, I think, which is cool. Oh, I like that more. Yeah, that's cool. I don't really get what I'm missing here. I thought this was supposed to be an encounter, but it wasn't, so we'll just go northwest. God damn it. Oh. Okay. I didn't know. Fat lot of good tank you are. Turn down the sound a little bit. It's blasting. Yeah, your master is a little too loud. Put you down at 40. Should Go up to like 50. Seems good. I should have gone south. I think I'm going to travel back to the respite. Nice, I caught it this time at least. Airship. What was that, Resmi? And now we give up. God damn. I didn't. Where am I now? don't know. Oh no. I don't totally understand. But okay. What's an Imperium well? Oh, this is the Imperium well. So, okay. Oh, that's the arrival, the Lesser Observatory. Birds. I did this like whole fucking map. I fell through. What was that? Oh. Oh. Please, Rose. Please, Rez, don't let them kill her. Did they knock her? No, she's just not rezzing, I don't think. She's glitched or something. No, they must have knocked her. I don't really understand that one. I've done that one before and it just, like, glitches. Okay, I gotta go buy white mage gear. I like the music in this game. I like this game. I want to save since I'm here and quit out. And go see Immortals up, but I like this game and I'll play more of it. I think it's just getting better and better over time. The combat's a little janky. It's got a sort of a third-party feel to it, but it's a third-party game. I mean, I can't hate. Whatever. Jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, look, they're cheap. I'll take, oh, I don't know. Take 3 of them. Okay, 3 jack-o'-lanterns. We need a body piece and hands. Body piece. Okay, doublet plus 1. Nice. That'll be an upgrade. 7,000 sold. Sold. I have not been farming that much lately. Or, well, I guess I kind of have. I've got 300 grand, and I don't really have any Black Mage Scrolls to buy, I don't think. Thought I needed, like, Fire 4. I do. I think I need Fire 4. Maybe I should go buy Fire 4 just so I feel better about it. Mitts, yeah. Gloves. Zealot's mitts. But it has... well, yeah, I don't care about int loss, though. 60,000 for Zealot's mitts? Are you fucking serious? Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, 60,000 for these piece of crap gloves? No, I'll just wear battle gloves and move on with it. I don't care. I don't care about that. So, I don't know. Yeah, how much are gloves plus 1s? Yeah, I'll take those, whatever. I don't want the intellect nerf. I mean, I don't know. The ints in the mind are nice for healing others. But I'm not doing that right now. But I do see that I need some money, which is kind of annoying. Yes, I've got to sell this other stuff. Like this robe. Come to GeForce now. Log out now. Go. Yep, go. And then I want to go back to Mortal to play. I'll come back and look. I know I failed the choice. Hell, I don't know. I'm full, kind of. I guess I'll just start mailing off full stuff to the bank hall because that's what she's for. You're still wrapping up? This is taking forever. No, see, you glitched because of stupid ass Steam. Quit. Go into Fortnite.
One of the
Oops. Oh yeah, oh yeah, OG season 3. Nope. Why did you play Aerosmith? That's ridiculous. From that one movie.
July 2nd, 2005.
What?
A man.
Whoa, chill out. OG Zero Builds season 3. I don't want to go do that, I don't think. Is there cars in this? I can't remember. I don't think so. I'm going to bomb out. So hopefully now you'll let me play some other thing. Where are you, GeForce Now? You got so many problems. Play.
Enters Enumclaw Community Hospital with his incapacitated friend in tow. July 2nd, 2005. A man enters Enumclaw Community Hospital with his incapacitated friend in tow. He
Very
quickly asks the
specific.
staff to help his friend, then disappears before identifying himself. His friend is rushed to the emergency room, but it's too late. He's already dead before doctors could do anything to help
Aww.
him. According to the Enumclaw County Medical Examiner's Office, he died of acute peritonitis due to the perforation of the colon. The cause? Taking it up the ass from a horse. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Mr. Hands. This video is sponsored by Beard Club. It can take a lot of work to keep your beard and mustache looking and feeling their best. You got a small army of products that you're gonna want. That's where Beard Club comes in. They deliver quality hardware and products that'll have your beard as good as it gets with a variety of grooming kits, trimmer kits, and growth kits. I got some of my favorite things they sent me here. I got that beard and scruff cream. Always gotta give it a good sniff before you put it on, and it's nice. Got the sandalwood scented beard oil, put there in the mustache there. Then you got the beard balm, which is really good for keeping the mustache fresh. The real highlight of their line, though, in my opinion, is the PT45 trimmer, which is 100% the best trimmer I've ever had. Personally, I don't let my beard get too long, but I also don't want a clean shave, so I can adjust the blade length how I want, and then I can make the blade a little closer for the edges that I do want cleaner. And if you have a longer beard, it comes with a bunch of guides. I've also been in a situation so many times when, you get started and all of a sudden your trimmer dies halfway through because you didn't know how much battery was left. This one that tells you how much battery is left so you don't have to worry about that situation. Not that you'd have to be concerned about it much to begin with because the battery lasts a really long time. Order your best beard today and take 20% off your first order when you go to beardclub.com/wang and use code WANG. Of all the big shock videos that I haven't covered on this channel yet, Mr. Hands is definitely the one that gets requested the most. And at first I had actually thought that I hadn't watched the original video, then I looked it up and it all came back to me in an instant. From what I've seen, the uploads of that are floating around online right now are edited. The audio is removed and the intro has been cut out. But I was able to find archived uploads of the original dating back as far as August of 2006. It begins with that classic Windows Movie Maker title animation, the kind that reminds me of those top 10 heaviest metalcore breakdown compilations. It reads, Zeta Mo Beta Productions presents Deep Thrusts, starring Mr. Hands and Super Stud the Wonder Horse. I can't play you the rest, obviously, but here's the play-by-play. The film opens with a nighttime shot of a man in a gray hoodie with his pants pulled down. He's bent over next to a horse. Another man, also dressed in a gray hoodie, pulls up drawers from the guy's ass, and the other guy goes, he came, with his... This was the only real-life zoophilia club of this sort that him and his team were able to find. And of all the states in the US that this could possibly happen, Washington was a likely candidate.
Oh
you see,
my
this is because
God.
at the time, Washington was one of a handful of US states in which bestiality was legal. Although you might think, oh, this is because they hadn't had an incident yet to merit a law being made. In the case of Washington, there actually was a law, but it got repealed in 1976. Around this time, Washington was one of many states that was repealing their laws forbidding anal and oral sex. But in the case of Washington, the laws against bestiality were attached to these laws. So once these laws were repealed, bestiality effectively became legal. And thus, Washington state becomes the horsefucker's paradise. But even with the law set up in their favor, there were a few other states where you could do such a thing. But Washington had one thing that the other states didn't. A man named James Michael Tate. James Michael Tate lived in a trailer that was next to a farm that was the home to several horses. He was also involved in the online zoophile community. But unlike most of his peers, he was actually interested in cultivating a real-life group of people with this shared interest. So after a thorough vetting process, James would start to bring these people into the fold. They'd get together for weekends, holidays, have food and drinks, great conversations with like-minded people. In the documentary Zoo, which spends time with some of these people, they describe how liberating it felt to have a group of people with this freakish shared interest and be able to discuss it openly in real life. Oh, and also how great it was to have a place to go get fucked by horses. A farm that, unbeknownst to its owners, had become somewhat of a destination for zoophiles around the world. They even had the horse fucking down to a science. In an interview with Vice, Charles Medetta describes it. How exactly did they train the horses to fuck them? They would literally...
I don't want to do this one. It's disgusting.
Warhammer Online is back and trending, or well, it never really left.
Thank you,
we just didn't
Hasmi.
know
I'd like to
about
sub
it.
to your channel.
After the official server shut down in 2013, Return of Reckoning has kept the game alive thanks to a passionate team of volunteers. They've not only maintained and polished the game, but also built a thriving community that has long outlasted the original game, celebrating their 12th anniversary this summer. If that's already enough for you, you can already start downloading and get started for free using the link in the description below. Set in the Warhammer fantasy universe, the game perfectly captures the rich atmosphere and the feel of the tabletop wargame, with lore-friendly designs and iconic characters that you can create and play, or even encounter in the world. What Warhammer Online does best is its massive scale PvP, where you can join the war effort as either the Forces of Order or Destruction from level 1 all the way to maximum level, battling enemy players at every single stage. Each zone isn't just for questing, they're also designed to heavily encourage PvP, with players forming massive warbands to clash on the battlefields, capture keeps and forts, and even siege enemy capitals. So yes, the moment you create your character, you're able to teleport to a warfront of your level and immediately duke it out with other players and get straight into action, and it feels amazing. It's not only an option, but it is the advised path of leveling, as PvP is the main content of this game with separate levels for it, in exchange for better armor
Blah
sets, and passive
PvP.
skills or
I remember this game, and it was like not very fun. Yeah,
players confront each other
like the
in an
massive scale's
epic
cool, but it's blob PvP. It's not that fun.
desert battlefield in a truly spectacular fashion. It's really a classic stuff. Now there's hours I could talk about introducing Return of Reckoning, and I definitely will in future videos, but for now, if everything I said sounds exciting, then you can visit returnofreckoning.com and already download it for completely free with a brand new installation guide that's pretty much just click and play, and you can get started right away. For more help, you're also encouraged to join the official Discord of the server that you can see on the left side of the download section, and you'll get help for any issue you might encounter, either regarding joining the game or learning the ins and outs of it. That's it for this quick introduction video to Warhammer Online in 2025. I do hope I ignited the flame in some of you, and will soon meet you on the battlefields, but this is also a quick announcement for me that I will be creating a long series of guides and all kinds of content for Return of Reckoning to keep you all updated. So if you're interested, definitely leave a like and subscribe, as there's tons more coming. Thank you for watching, and see you on the warfronts.
It's just level 40 Zerg rush. So many heals on other side, which right. Yeah, this game wasn't too good in my memory. I mean, there's a lot of people with like rose tinted glasses, but I don't have that for this game. I played it at closed beta, I think. Yeah, closed beta Warhammer actually. I remember this game very well. I had a lot of faith in this game, and then it was just like, no, something about it's not very fun. No. Thank you, Wang. I've like a sub to your channel.
Comics, as a medium, have often been used throughout time to make commentary on life and society, while drawing the reader in with amazing, fantastical stories. Spider-Man, for example, functions as a metaphor for
I
puberty.
don't believe I'm going to stop this video, as I believe I'm going to bed. As unfortunate as that is. Cool. I'm at the priest. I think the only thing I lost was a bear that I spent 10 gold on, so, or whatever it was, a little bit more, 15, I think. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna contact GM over that. I'll just buy a new bear and start training it. Fuck it. Yeah, gonna need a ride, so I guess, yeah, I'll go kill a pig. I'll buy a crappy spear and I'll kill a pig and I'll feed a bear. That way I don't have to walk around on foot. Her book sim, which is active regeneration, that'll be done in a day and a half. Wow, like no one's here. This is a good time to maybe buy a house steed and just go slap it down. I don't know where the housing vendor is, and I need to memorize the route so I can go from the bank to the housing vendor and leave. I don't remember where that is. I need the bear first and foremost. I'm going to put down a medium house out there by that water. I can ride right to Bandit from there. Yeah, I'm going to need, like, damn, somewhere along the line, my money went up really quickly. I don't know. Let's bring like 20. I don't care. I'm gonna buy a horse and then, or a bear. I like bears because they fight. I'm looking for a bear. Yeah. A tour dog or a white bear. Price, I want the lowest first. There's a level 75 black bear for 20, which is what I brought. That is what I will take. I mean, I could level it, but no, I'll take the 75 and that's fine. I'll just call it a loss, you know? Well, at least I have the same bear that I lost. It's good. Going to feed him, but I need a spear. See if I have a spear in the box. Like a kit in the box, maybe. Or I bet I've just got food here. Yeah, here. Oh, I have to buy bear armor and stuff, though. Or no, I think I made bear bags, actually. Yeah, I did. There. So this wouldn't be a pain in the fucking ass. Do have to buy bear armor, though. So let's go take 10 gold and do that. We'll pull out some meat for him. Like, I don't know. Fucking... How about... Well, I don't know. Maybe that's worth something, but this is something he can eat. Nice. And there were saddlebags. I'll put the bear armor. Kitted up a bear so I can move around faster. Oops, I want to get off it though. Get off this. Fed the bear. I've got to pay to charge my rings, and right now is a good time to do that. One, two, three. Go, got my rings recharged. I love the sound of the train. I love where I live. Just as much as where I lived the last 20 years. It's this wonderful piece of Americana. The trains play. The trains and the boats honk all night long. Like Rust. You hear trains and boats go off all night long. Like it just never ends because the train's only a little bit that way. And the boats are only about a mile that way, and it's wonderful. Or it's like more than a mile, more like five. That's like 5 miles. But you can hear them honking all night, and the trains are louder. Trains are closer, and I love that sound of the train all night. Alright, what else do we do? I spent some money. I guess I go and I look and see if I have a kit. Or just buy a kit, I suppose. What if I can sell all of that brown bear carcass? Like directly on the market? Alright, I want to sell this, the whole stack for 50. Sell. Oh, it's going to be 5% of 50, really? Okay. Oh. there's no way that sells for that much, but when they see how much there is, they might be interested in it. Okay, this is where I stop here. 2 a.m. That's about when I wanted to stop. I will be back tomorrow morning, and barring any unforeseen things, I will. Yes, tomorrow, barring, I'm just checking the calendar here. Yeah, oh no, I don't have anything for a little while. I got something Monday, but I don't have anything until then. So, good. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You have been watching Skycat Live. I am a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Give me, come and click on the cast face to donate, or give me a like, sub, or follow at my Twitch or my YouTube. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Thank you so much for your time. I love you guys. Thank you. And that's all I have for you. I'm going to stop the video here with a reminder that there is tens of thousands of hours of thousands of videos on my YouTube channel that's been there for years, 3.5 years now, I think, something. And so yeah, and I'm going to stop here. So here's my my sign off info again. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to stop. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye.